told you that the secret to a perfectly optimized morning commute, dramatically faster bank loan approvals, and even maybe a clearer path to managing your personal finances? What if I said it all comes from something first cooked up on factory floors? Today, we're going to really dig into Six Sigma. But don't let that industrial reputation fool you. We're not talking about some abstract, manufacturing only term. Instead, we're going to unpack Six Sigma as this really powerful data-driven mindset that's quietly but fundamentally shaking things up in industries like banking and finance, and even offering surprising, tangible insights into our daily lives.
Exactly. And our mission for you today is to show you how Six Sigma, which is all about reducing variation and getting rid of defects, really goes way beyond where it started. We'll explore its core principles, uncover its surprising versatility, look at the real impact it has on the financial sector, and even show you how its framework can sharpen your own decision-making and improve your everyday experiences.
Right. And to guide us through this, we've taken a deep dive into some incredibly insightful sources specifically, excerpts from a really comprehensive exploration called Expanding Six Sigma Beyond Manufacturing, Applications in Banking, Finance, and Daily Life. It's absolutely packed with concrete examples, real-world results, things we're really eager to share with you. Shows the power. So let's begin by stripping away any technical jargon. What exactly are we talking about when we say Six Sigma? It might sound like a secret code, maybe some complex engineering thing, but at its heart, it's actually a remarkably straightforward and pretty powerful concept for fundamentally improving how things get done anywhere.
You've hit on the essence there. At its core, Six Sigma is a disciplined, data-driven methodology. It aims to improve business processes by rigorously reducing variation and eliminating defects. Think of it as this unwavering commitment to getting things right, not just most of the time, but consistently, and with incredible, near-perfect precision. Its origins, they trace back to Motorola in the mid-1980s. They were facing intense global competition, you see, and needed a radical way to improve product quality, cut costs. Six Sigma really emerged from that need. And the term Six Sigma itself, it's rooted in statistics. It describes a process that is so robust, so incredibly well controlled that it produces only 3.4 defects for every million opportunities. Now, to really grasp that, imagine a million chances to do something, maybe a million bank transactions, a million customer calls, a million parts on an assembly line. Out of all those million chances, only 3.4 would result in an error, a defect. That represents what we call near-perfect quality, or to put a number on it, it's a mind-boggling 99.999966% accuracy rate.
Wow. Okay, so it's not just some catchy name or a buzzword. It's a specific, quantifiable target, a benchmark for excellence. That level of precision, it feels almost impossible to achieve for, well, anything complex.
It absolutely is a quantifiable level of quality. And what's truly fascinating is how clearly the numbers show the dramatic, almost unbelievable leap in quality as you move up the Sigma level scale. Our sources have this chart that visualizes it perfectly, and it's really eye-opening. Let's put it into perspective. At just 1 sigma, your process is chaotic, utter chaos. You're looking at a massive 691,462 defects per million opportunities, nearly 700,000. Imagine if your local hospital operated at 1 sigma, nearly 70% of patient interactions would have a defect. It's just unmanageable. Now, move up to 3 sigma, which, might sound okay, but you're still looking at over 66,800 defects per million. In banking, that could mean, 66,000 incorrect loan statements out of a million? Still far from acceptable.
Definitely not acceptable.
But then, by the time you reach that coveted Six Sigma level, you've plummeted down to just 3.4 defects per million. This isn't just like incremental improvement, tweaking things 5% here or there. No, this is a monumental exponential shift in reliability. It fundamentally transforms a process from one that regularly spits out errors and causes frustration into one that operates with virtual perfection. Errors become so rare they're almost negligible. Think of it like building a bridge, maybe. At 1 sigma, bridges are collapsing almost 70% of the time.
Chaos.
Right?
Total chaos.
At 3 sigma, you still get frequent, frustrating structural issues. But at Six Sigma, you're building bridges that almost never fail. They're incredibly safe, incredibly reliable. That's the kind of difference in reliability and, frankly, customer trust we're talking about here.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for me. Because Six Sigma isn't just a philosophy, right, or some lofty goal. It's a rigorous, highly structured approach. It gives you a clear roadmap, a step-by-step cycle that guides you through the whole improvement process, start to finish. And this framework is universally known as DMAIC. That's DMAIC, an acronym for 5 distinct phases you work through systematically.
That's right. DMAIC provides that structured, almost scientific approach to problem solving. And its beauty really lies in its universal applicability. across industries, across scenarios. Understanding these steps is absolutely key to grasping Six Sigma's transformative power. It's a profound shift from, reactive firefighting to a proactive, evidence-based strategy. First up, you have define. This is the critical starting point. You clearly identify the problem you're trying to solve. What specifically is broken or inefficient? What are the precise goals for improvement? And crucially, what are the requirements, the expectations of your customer? Whether that's an external client, an internal department, or maybe even yourself. You need to know exactly what success looks like from their perspective. In quantifiable terms, too, like reduce customer wait times for loan approvals by 50%, not just make customers happier, needs to be measurable.
Okay, define. Got it. What's next?
Next is measure. So with your problem and goals defined, this phase is all about collecting data, real data. And this isn't just anecdotal stuff, I think it takes too long. No, it's specific, quantifiable data that establishes a factual baseline for your current performance. How long does the process actually take now? What is the current defect rate? You absolutely need to know how well or how poorly your process is truly performing before you make any changes. This data quantifies the problem and gives you that objective benchmark. You'll measure your improvements against it later. And honestly, this phase often reveals surprising inefficiencies you never even knew existed.
Right. Got to know where you stand before you try to move. Makes sense. So define, measure, ending.
Then comes analyze, a crucial step. With your robust data in hand, you dig deep. You identify the root causes of the defects and variation you've observed. This is where you move beyond just guessing or assumptions. You use statistical tools, analytical techniques to pinpoint precisely why the problems are happening. Are there specific bottlenecks in the workflow? Inconsistent steps being followed? Is information missing at a critical point? The analyze phase is where you uncover the true culprits, and often it reveals the problem isn't quite what you initially thought it was.
Finding the real why. Okay. Define, measure, analyze. What's the I?
I is for improve. This is the action phase. This is where you develop and implement solutions. Based on those root causes you meticulously identified and analyze, you brainstorm, design, test various solutions aimed at eliminating those causes and drastically reducing that variation. This might involve redesigning the process flow, maybe bringing in new technology, automating manual steps, or providing really targeted training. The key is that these solutions are data-driven. They're rigorously tested, maybe in a small pilot first, and proven to work before you roll them out fully.
Test before you leap. Smart. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and the final C.
Finally, you have control. And this is often the most overlooked phase, yet it's absolutely vital. Once you've implemented your improvements, you've achieved the desired results. But you need to establish robust controls to maintain those improvements over time. Keep the gains right.
So it doesn't slip back.
Exactly. You put systems in place to continuously monitor the process, ensure it stays within the new, improved parameters, and prevent it from regressing to its old, inefficient ways. This could involve new checklists, maybe automated alerts, regular audits, or ongoing training. Without effective control, all the hard work in the earlier phases can just unravel. The improvements can vanish.
Okay. Define, measure, analyze, improve, control, DMAIC. So what does this systematic step-by-step approach mean for, you listening, or for industries way beyond manufacturing? This DMAI cycle really underscores a crucial point, doesn't it? Six Sigma isn't just about making physical widgets perfectly in a factory. It's about systematically improving any process, anywhere. And that incredible universality, that's precisely why it's broken out of its traditional industrial roots.
Yes, absolutely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, Six Sigma didn't just stay confined to manufacturing, because its fundamental principle, using objective data to drive decisions and relentlessly reduce variation, is, as you said, universally applicable. It quickly became clear that literally any industry with processes that could be measured, analyzed, improved, they stood to benefit enormously. It's not about the physical product being made. It's about the efficient, error-free flow of work or information or services. There are several key reasons why it works so well beyond manufacturing. First, there's what we call process universality. Every single industry, from healthcare to finance, retail to logistics, it's all built on this complex web of processes, right? These processes, whether it's filling out a form, approving a loan, admitting a patient, scheduling an appointment, they all have inputs, steps, outputs. And critically, they all have the potential for variation, for bottlenecks, for defects. Six Sigma provides a robust, common framework to standardize, streamline, and improve any of them.
Okay, so processes are everywhere. What else?
Second, it's inherently a data-driven approach. In today's world, we're often swimming in information, but Six Sigma insists on making decisions based on objective, verifiable data, Not assumptions, not gut feelings, not intuition. The scientific, evidence-based approach works regardless of the industry context because, well, numbers don't lie. They provide an undeniable truth about how a process is really performing.
Right. Facts over feelings.
Third, it's a scalable methodology. Six Sigma principles can be applied to incredibly complex, large-scale stuff like optimizing global supply chains or managing international financial transfers, big picture things. But equally, the core ideas can be scaled down to simple, everyday decisions or personal tasks. The core idea: define, measure, analyze, improve, control it stays robust and effective no matter the scale of the challenge.
From huge corporations down to my commute.
Exactly. And finally, there are universal goals. Every successful business, regardless of its sector, strives for common objectives, right? Reduce defects and errors, improve operational efficiency, enhance customer satisfaction, boost profitability. These are universal business drivers. And Six Sigma directly addresses these, making its value proposition clear, compelling, and broadly applicable across the board.
And this inherent universality, that's precisely why financial sectors with their, countless standardized processes, huge transaction volumes, and that critical need for accuracy, they're absolutely ideal candidates for Six Sigma. It's like a perfect fit, almost custom made for an industry built on consistency, precision, and trust. Let's make this concept even more concrete, more personal. Imagine applying this rigorous methodology to something as common and, let's be honest, often frustrating as your daily commute. We all do it, right?
Yeah.
And we all experience that exasperation of unexpected delays, traffic jams, misconnections.
Oh, yeah. It's a perfect, relatable illustration of how Six Sigma can be applied to almost any aspect of your life. So, using the DMAIC framework for your commute. First, you define your objective. Maybe it's reaching work on time consistently with minimal stress. Or perhaps it's finding the most fuel-efficient route. That's your desired outcome, clearly stated.
Okay, goal is less stress. Arrive by 8.45, defined.
Right. Then you measure your current performance. This means meticulously tracking your travel times, different routes, different times a day, note specific delays, maybe even rate your stress levels or track your fuel consumption. You collect hard data on what's actually happening each day. Not just your perception, the objective reality.
So stopwatch and a logbook, basically.
Essentially, yes. Then, in the analyze phase, you'd pore over that data. Determine which factors are consistently causing the most variation, delays, or stress. Is it that traffic light at Elm Street? The bottleneck on the bridge during rush hour? That one stretch where it always slows down? You identify the root causes of your commute defects, those unpredictable slowdowns or stress spikes.
Finding the commute culprits.
Exactly. Based on that analysis, you then improve your commute. This might mean selecting a new optimal route that systematically avoids those identified problem areas. Maybe you adjust your departure time based on the peak congestion data you collected. Maybe explore public transit. Or even use real-time navigation apps more strategically. The key is, your solution is informed by your data.
So maybe leaving 10 minutes earlier avoids the bridge backup. Improvement found.
Could be. Finally, in the control phase, you monitor your performance on the new route or with a new routine. Keep tracking travel times, stress levels. Make small adjustments as conditions change, maybe road construction starts or traffic patterns shift. This ensures your improved commute stays optimal and reliable long-term. Makes your daily journey predictable, less frustrating.
This simple, everyday example really does illustrate how scalable and powerful this methodology is. From a complex factory floor to my car journey, or train or bus ride, the same structured, data-driven thinking applies. And if it can optimize my morning, imagine the profound, maybe even transformative impact it can have for a multi-billion-dollar bank dealing with millions of transactions every single day.
Exactly. Banking operations are, by their very nature, just a treasure trove of processes ripe for Six Sigma improvement. If you think about the sheer volume of transactions they handle, the absolute necessity for accuracy, the stringent regulatory requirements, the critical importance of customer trust, it's an incredibly natural fit for this methodology. Our sources identify several key areas in banking where Six Sigma delivers profound, measurable impact. Things like complex loan processing from application right through to disbursement, account opening, which involves tons of steps and data points, high-volume transaction processing ensuring every transfer, every payment is accurate and timely. Also, customer service interactions like call center efficiency or resolving issues quickly, sophisticated fraud detection systems, and ensuring rigorous compliance with all those ever-evolving financial regulations. Each of these areas involves intricate, multi-step processes. Even small variations or errors can lead to significant problems, impacting the bank's bottom line and its reputation.
And the source material highlights, quite rightly, I think, that loan processing and account opening often present the greatest opportunities. Why? Because they're inherently complex, loads of forms, data points, approvals, and they have such a direct, tangible impact on the customer experience. These are often the very first major touch points a customer has with a bank, right? And long, opaque, error-prone processes here, they can just sour a relationship from the start, erode trust, even lead to customers walking away.
That's absolutely right. And when we talk about defects in banking processes, we're not talking about a faulty widget. We're talking about anything that falls outside the customer's expectation or the desired perfect outcome. These defects lead to frustration, rework, significant cost. For instance, documentation errors. They're a massive pain point. Missing signatures, incomplete information, inconsistent data entry across different systems, maybe using the wrong document version. Imagine meticulously filling out a 30-page loan application only to have it bounce back 3 times because of tiny missing checkboxes or inconsistent date formats.
Yes, nightmare fuel.
Yes, exactly. That's a defect creating immense friction, tons of rework for staff, and massive delays for the customer. Then there are processing delays. It's not just about processes being slow, but critically about the variation in processing times. One loan application might take 5 days, another 15, another 30, even if they're identical in complexity. This leads to unpredictable service, immense customer dissatisfaction, a lack of trust. If you don't know when to expect an answer, it creates huge anxiety. Compliant failures are another critical high-stakes defect. Errors in regulatory reporting may be insufficient customer verification processes like Know Your Customer or anti-money laundering checks or not adhering to new regulations. These can create enormous legal and financial risks for the bank. Think hefty fines, legal battles, severe reputational damage.
Yeah, those are big ones.
And finally, system errors. Those technical glitches in banking platforms, transactions failing, data inconsistencies showing up, incorrect account balances, maybe even security vulnerabilities. These directly impact both the customer's immediate experience and the bank's operational integrity and cybersecurity. Six Sigma aims to systematically root out and eradicate these defects.
This truly raises an important question. Why do these defects matter so much in a financial context beyond just, annoying the customer? Thinking about the ripple effect. It's not just an inconvenience, is it? It can be a deal breaker for a customer who now trusts you less, or a significant financial liability for the bank itself, fines, lost business, increased operational costs. Let's really paint a vivid picture here because our source provides a fantastic detailed case study. It shows how Six Sigma revolutionized loan processing at one institution. Before Six Sigma, the typical loan process was, well, let's just say a labyrinth of inefficiency. We're talking an average of 25 days from initial application to final funding. 25 days. And critically, there was high variability, meaning some loans might get done faster, sure, but many others would drag on for weeks longer. Huge uncertainty. There were numerous manual handoffs between different departments, different people, each one a potential point of error, delay, miscommunication. And the defect rate, get this, a staggering 15%. 15 out of every 100 applications needed extensive rework because something was incomplete, incorrect, missing. Imagine the frustration for the customer and the bank staff drowning in corrections.
And this is precisely where Six Sigma delivers truly transformative, almost unbelievable results. Our sources show this dramatic contrast. After Six Sigma implementation, that same loan process was streamlined, optimized, down to a mere 8 days.
8 days from 25, that's huge.
Nearly a 70% reduction in cycle time. And critically, there was minimal variation. Customers could reliably expect their loan processed within that time frame, the agonizing uncertainty gone. The number of handoffs was drastically reduced, streamlining the whole flow, eliminating many points of potential error, and the defect rate plummeted from 15% down to below 3%.
Below 3%.
Think about that. From more than 1 in 10 applications needing rework to less than 1 in 33. And not only that, customer satisfaction, but direct crucial measure increased by a phenomenal 35%. This isn't just a win for the bank's efficiency. It's a profound improvement for the customer.
What's truly fascinating here is just the sheer scale of that improvement. That's not a minor tweak, is it? Not an incremental efficiency gain. That's a complete transformation for the customer experience and a monumental leap in the bank's operational efficiency. It's the difference between a frustrating, uncertain, drawn-out wait and a quick, smooth, utterly reliable process. Really underscores how powerful this methodology is.
Absolutely. And Six Sigma isn't just about those customer-facing processes. It also profoundly enhances critical internal operations, like financial analysis. That's the backbone of decision-making in any financial institution, right? Our sources detail several key improvements here. Six Sigma implementations lead to standardized data collection and validation procedures. This ensures all analysts across different departments are working with accurate, consistent, validated information. Prevents that garbage in, garbage out problem.
Right, consistency in the data itself.
Yes. Then, calculations and verification steps, often automated where possible, drastically reduces manual error, speeds up the analysis process. Error-proofing measures are meticulously designed and built right into financial models, spreadsheets, preventing common mistakes before they even happen. Clear documentation, robust version control protocols become standard. Makes it easier to track changes, understand historical analysis, ensure compliance. And crucial peer review checkpoints get strategically established for critical analyses. Adds another layer of quality control, consensus building before major financial decisions are made. It's a systemic approach ensuring the integrity and reliability of all financial insights.
The source also compellingly highlights a before-after chart for financial analysis, doesn't it? Illustrating tangible, significant reductions in things like error rate, cycle time, rework. This isn't just qualitative fluff. It's measurable impact on the efficiency and accuracy that directly affects the quality and speed of critical financial decisions, whether it's for a new investment or a quarterly earnings report.
And speaking of real-world impact, Bank of America stands out as a powerful case study. They were pioneers in applying Six Sigma principles to their vast banking operations, really on an enterprise-wide scale. They didn't just dabble, they fully embraced it, integrated it into their corporate culture. Their focus areas were incredibly broad, streamlining account opening, drastically reducing payment processing times across different channels, significantly improving call center response rates and first call resolution, enhancing the overall online banking experience for millions of customers. These are all high-volume, high-impact areas where even relatively small improvements in efficiency and accuracy yield enormous cascading benefits.
And the results they reported were, frankly, remarkable, weren't they?
Absolutely remarkable.
Yeah.
Over a 3-year period, Bank of America reported an estimated $2 billion in financial benefits directly attributed to their Six Sigma initiatives. $2 billion.
Wow.
And on top of that staggering financial gain, they also achieved a 25% reduction in customer complaints.
Okay, so if we connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't just about saving money short term. It's a compelling blueprint, really, for how massive, systematic process improvement leads to exponential financial gains, deeply enhanced customer loyalty, and a much stronger competitive position. It's a real testament to committing to this methodology.
Exactly. And Six Sigma principles also extend into the highly specialized, often kind of opaque field of investment analysis. Precision, consistency, these are paramount there. By applying Six Sigma, investment firms can implement standardized due diligence procedures, ensures every investment opportunity, no matter who's analyzing it, gets evaluated against the exact same rigorous criteria. This drastically reduces variation in analyst valuations, leads to more consistent, objective, comparable recommendations.
So less gut feel from individual analysts.
Precisely. More systematic rigor. Furthermore, approval workflows for investments get meticulously streamlined, cuts down unnecessary delays without sacrificing crucial scrutiny. Risk assessment methodologies are significantly enhanced, allows for a more accurate, comprehensive, consistent understanding of potential downsides, opportunities across different asset classes. And crucially, post-investment monitoring gets vastly improved. Ensures investments continue to perform as expected and that any deviations or underperformance get quickly identified and addressed. It's about building a robust, predictable system for those high-stakes decisions.
This really raises an important question for me. In a world of complex, often subjective financial decisions, how does Six Sigma effectively reduce those decision biases? How does it improve consistency in evaluation methods? It sounds like it brings a very necessary level of scientific rigor to what can often feel like an art form, or at least heavily reliant on individual intuition.
It absolutely does, and that's one of its most powerful contributions, truly. The beauty of Six Sigma is in its quantitative nature, its relentless, almost obsessive focus on objective data. This commitment to data-driven decisions leads to some truly impressive financial metrics that have been demonstrably improved. Our source systematically goes through these powerful numbers, which really underscore the impact. First, imagine a 42% reduction in processing costs. That's enormous. By streamlining operations, eliminating waste, removing non-value-added steps, organizations achieve significant cost savings across transaction processing, from loan origination to payments.
42%. That's huge.
Huge. Then there's a 68% faster transaction times. Reduced variation, eliminating bottlenecks. It dramatically accelerates how quickly transactions get processed. Directly impacts customer satisfaction, business agility. Things just move faster, more reliably. And this directly impacts customer experience, leading to a remarkable 91% customer satisfaction rating in some cases. Why? Improved reliability, speed, consistency of service. Customers simply trust and prefer banks that are consistently efficient and accurate.
Makes perfect sense.
But the ultimate metric, the one Six Sigma, is quite literally named for. Achieving that benchmark of 3.4 defects per million opportunities. This is true Six Sigma quality. Reducing errors to near zero levels. And that's absolutely critical for financial accuracy, isn't it? Where even one small error can have monumental consequences for an individual, a company, or the entire financial system.
That's incredible. But how do they actually measure that near perfect service in a truly quantifiable statistical way, beyond just counting the defects? It sounds like there must be a deeper mathematical underpinning to ensure that consistency.
That's where the Process Capability Index, or CPK, comes in. CPK is a highly precise statistical measure. It objectively tells us how well a process meets its defined specifications or requirements, its tolerance limits. It's a powerful way to understand the true performance and predictability of a process. Our source highlights a profound example in financial services, the impact of improving a CPK from a, let's say, struggling 0.5 up to a robust 1.5.
Okay, 0.5 to 1.5. What does that mean in real terms?
Well, this isn't just a numerical jump. It represents a phenomenal, almost exponential leap in quality and reliability. Let me put it into perspective. A CPK of 0.5 correlates to an alarming error rate of 13.36%, almost 13.5%. Imagine if nearly 13.5% of your bank statements had an error, or that many credit card applications were processed incorrectly. That would be very bad, very bad. But when you push that CPK up to 1.5, your error rate plummets down to just 0.087%, less than 1/10 of 1%. That is, simply put, a staggering 150 times improvement in reducing errors.
150x.
Yes. This truly represents the difference between a process that regularly generates customer complaints, creates massive internal rework, frustrates everyone involved, versus one that delivers near-perfect service, where errors are so rare they're almost negligible. It fundamentally demonstrates just how impactful and transformative Six Sigma is at a deep operational level.
Okay, so if the results are so overwhelmingly compelling, I mean, incredible gains in efficiency, cost savings, customer satisfaction, why isn't every single financial institution fully embracing Six Sigma immediately? There's clearly a human element here, isn't there? Change is notoriously hard, even when it's for the undeniable better.
Absolutely. You've nailed it. Our source details several common and very understandable sources of resistance in financial organizations, and they often boil down to deeply ingrained human nature and established organizational culture. First, there's a significant fear of transparency. Many managers, many employees initially resist Six Sigma because its rigorous, data-driven approach inevitably exposes inefficiencies, hidden bottlenecks, performance gaps that were previously maybe ignored, tolerated, or simply unknown. The numbers lay bare exactly where the problems are, and that can feel very threatening to establish comfort zones or even individual performance perceptions. Nobody likes their flaws highlighted, right?
Understandable, yeah.
Second, there are often data manipulation concerns. Some financial institutions, particularly those maybe with less mature data governance, might have cultures where data gets, well, selectively presented, or even subtly manipulated to meet targets, avoid blame, portray a more favorable picture than reality. Six Sigma's core demand for statistical validity, objective evidence, robust data collection fundamentally challenges that practice. It requires a significant, often uncomfortable, cultural shift towards absolute truthfulness in data.
The data has to be real.
Exactly. And third, there's the pervasive disruption of status quo. Established processes, even highly inefficient, frustrating ones, often create a sense of comfort and familiarity. Employees, managers, they get accustomed to how things are done, even if they complain about them. The continuous improvement mindset inherent in Six Sigma, actively seeking to question, measure, redesign processes, can threaten those established hierarchies, individual responsibilities, traditional working methods. It asks people to fundamentally rethink, maybe restructure how they do their jobs, and that is often met with significant inertia and pushback.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit more, because it's clear that successfully implementing something like Six Sigma isn't just about rolling out the tools and the DMAI cycle. It's profoundly about navigating complex organizational change, fostering a culture of continuous improvement, and really getting people on board, not just in theory, but in day-to-day practice.
That's precisely it. And our sources provide practical, tested solution frameworks for each of these inherent challenges. For those data transparency concerns, the solution involves creating secure, robust data environments with appropriate access controls. Ensure data integrity, but still enable the necessary analysis. And crucially, the communication around Six Sigma must consistently focus on process improvement, not individual performance evaluation or blame. It's about fixing the system, not pointing fingers at people. That significantly reduces the fear associated with transparency.
Focus on the process, not the person. Got it. What about cultural resistance?
To effectively address cultural resistance, it is vital, absolutely vital, to cultivate visible executive champions. Leaders who not only understand Six Sigma, but actively, vocally, consistently support it from the very top. Their endorsement provides invaluable organizational weight. It also means celebrating early wins, even seemingly small ones. Publicly recognize team and individual contributions, build momentum, demonstrate tangible value, and critically connect Six Sigma outcomes directly to the organization's core values, strategic objectives, broader mission. Help employees see how it contributes to a bigger, shared vision, not just another temporary initiative.
Makes sense. Link it to the why. What if resources are tight?
When it comes to resource constraints, the strategic approach is to start smart and scalably. Begin with targeted, high-impact pilot projects, manageable ones that demonstrate clear, quick wins. Don't try a massive, organization-wide implementation all at once. Financial institutions can also leverage part-time greenbelts individuals who lead smaller projects while keeping their regular roles supplemented by a smaller, dedicated number of full-time black belts who manage the overall program and mentor others. Allows for efficient resource allocation without overwhelming everyone.
Start small, grow smart, and keeping the momentum going.
And finally, to maintain momentum, ensure Six Sigma becomes truly ingrained. You need to integrate Six Sigma metrics and project outcomes into regular performance reviews, operational meetings, strategic planning sessions. Make it part of the ongoing operational rhythm. Also, it's crucial to create a continuous project pipeline. Consistently identify new improvement opportunities based on strategic priorities, customer feedback, emerging challenges. This ensures Six Sigma isn't just a one-off project with a shelf life, but a permanent evolving way of operating and innovating. Now, for financial institutions looking to adopt Six Sigma and achieve those kinds of breakthrough results we talked about, there's a clear, structured implementation roadmap outlined in our sources. It begins, number one, with leadership commitment. Paramount. Secure active executive sponsorship, foster deep understanding among senior management, establish a clear, compelling vision for Six Sigma adoption. This sets the tone, ensures resources, and buy-in.
Top-down support is key.
Absolutely. Second step, a robust training program. Systematically develop internal expertise. Train individuals at various levels, green belts, black belts, through targeted, structured certification programs. These are the skilled practitioners who will actually lead and execute the projects. Next are pilot projects. Strategically select a few high-impact, manageable projects. Demonstrate early value, build crucial momentum. These initial successes are critical for gaining wider buy-in, overcoming skepticism, proving it works in your specific context. Following that is infrastructure development. Create or strengthen the necessary data collection systems, analytical tools, standardized reporting mechanisms needed to reliably support Six Sigma efforts. Without robust, reliable data, the methodology just can't function effectively.
Need the tools and the data foundation.
Exactly. The fifth step is deep cultural integration. This is perhaps the most challenging, but ultimately the most rewarding part. It's about embedding Six Sigma thinking, that continuous improvement mindset, into the everyday organizational culture. The reward systems, the daily habits, make improvement part of the daily mindset, not just some separate initiative. And finally, expansion. Once pilot projects prove successful, the culture starts shifting. You strategically scale successful approaches across the whole organization. Integrate Six Sigma with broader strategic planning. Make it a core, permanent part of how the institution operates, innovates, evolves.
It sounds like there's a very formal, progressive pathway to building expertise within Six Sigma. You mentioned green belts and black belts. Can you briefly touch upon the different certification levels? It really illustrates that structured approach to building internal expertise, that human capital.
Certainly. Our sources outlined a tiered certification structure. Each level represents deeper knowledge, skill, and responsibility within the Six Sigma framework. At the pinnacle, you have the Master Black Belt. These are the strategic leaders. They develop, deploy, oversee the entire Six Sigma program in an organization. They mentor black belts, serve as internal consultants, trainers, the gurus, if you will.
The top tier.
Then come the black belts, typically full-time Six Sigma practitioners. They lead major, complex, cross-functional improvement projects. They coach green belts. They're the primary drivers of change on the ground. Below them are the green belts, often part-time practitioners. They lead smaller, more localized projects within their own functional areas while keeping their regular roles, applying Six Sigma principles to their daily work, solving specific departmental issues.
So they're applying it directly in their jobs.
Exactly. Then you have yellow belts, typically team members or subject matter experts. They understand basic Six Sigma concepts, participate in process mapping, data collection, support projects as vital parts of the improvement team. And finally, the white belt represents entry-level awareness, a foundational understanding for all employees, ensures a common language, basic appreciation for continuous improvement across the organization. Financial institutions usually start by training selected executives as champions, then develop a core group of black belts, and then expand green belt certification across high-impact departments, gradually building that internal capability.
A whole ecosystem of expertise.
Precisely. And to achieve those astounding levels of accuracy and continuous improvement we talked about, Six Sigma relies on a suite of powerful, statistically rigorous tools. These aren't just abstract concepts, they're practical instruments for data analysis, problem solving. For instance, control charts, absolutely essential. Think of them like a real-time heartbeat monitor for a process. They visually track data over time, showing when a process is stable, in control, versus when something's going off track or unusual variation has occurred. Like in transaction processing times or error rates. They help you know when to intervene and when to leave things alone.
Like an early warning system.
Exactly. Histograms are frequently used, too. They visualize distribution patterns in large sets of data loan approval times, customer wait times, transaction values. Imagine sorting all your household bills by size to quickly see where most money is going. A histogram gives you that quick, intuitive visual. See where things pile up, where variation lies, where the most frequent occurrences are. Regression analysis is a more advanced statistical tool. Helps identify relationships between different variables. In banking, you might use it to see if there's a direct measurable link between how long customers wait on hold and how satisfied they are, or how certain customer demographics correlate with product adoption rates. Helps identify predictive factors.
Finding connections in the data.
Yes, and cause and effect diagrams, often famously called fishbone or Ishikawa diagrams, crucial for structuring root cause analysis. They visually help teams brainstorm, categorize all potential causes for a particular problem or defect, like recurring customer complaints or persistent compliance failures. Allows them to systematically pinpoint the true underlying issues, not just treat symptoms. This really highlights the deep rigor, the scientific precision of the methodology.
That truly highlights how grounded in data Six Sigma really is.
Okay.
We've talked about optimizing your commute, transforming multi-billion-dollar banks. Now let's bring this home. Something even more personal, universally relevant, your own financial well-being. It might sound intimidating, applying a methodology designed for corporations to your personal budget or savings goals, but the principles are surprisingly powerfully transferable.
They absolutely are. And this is where Six Sigma can become a truly empowering tool for you. You can use the very same DMAIC cycle to manage and optimize your personal finances. First, you define your financial goals. Clearly articulate specific, measurable, time-bound objectives. Saving for a down payment, aggressively paying off debt, building an emergency fund, planning for retirement. Clarity here is key. What does financial success look like for you?
Specific goals, not just save more money.
Exactly. Next, you measure your current performance. Meticulously track your spending patterns, income streams, savings rates over time. Establish that undeniable baseline of where your money is actually going. No judgment, just objective data. Use budgeting apps, spreadsheets, even just a notebook. Get a clear, factual picture of your current financial state. Reveal patterns you might not have noticed.
Facing the financial facts.
Then you analyze your financial patterns. Dig into that data. Identify the root causes of your financial defects or inefficiencies. Is it consistent overspending in certain categories? Dining out, subscriptions, insufficient savings due to discretionary spending, unexpected expenses that are actually predictable. Find the why behind your financial challenges. Move beyond, I just don't have enough money to, I overspend on X because Y.
Understand the root cause of the overspending.
Right. Once you know the why, you can find. Improve your financial systems and habits. Implement automated savings plans. Set up spending controls. Strict budgets for specific categories. Develop specific investment strategies based on your goals. Maybe find ways to boost income. These are your targeted solutions based on your data. Finally, you control and monitor your progress. Regularly review your financial performance against your defined goals. Adjust strategies as needed, maybe quarterly, maybe monthly. This ensures you stay on track, adapt to life changes, continuously optimize your financial trajectory.
What's truly fascinating here is that the very same data-driven, systematic principles that can fundamentally transform a multi-billion-dollar bank,
Hmm.
streamlining complex loan processes, saving billions, they can equally empower you to take precise, proactive control of your own financial future. It's about bringing that same level of rigor and continuous improvement to your own life, moving from financial uncertainty to a clear, actionable plan. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, what does all of this mean? Let's try to distill the core wisdom, the key takeaways from our exploration into Six Sigma, and bring it all together for you listening.
Yeah, I think our sources clearly provide four powerful core insights that really resonate across all industries. First, universal applicability. We've hit this hard, but it's key. Six Sigma principles truly work far beyond manufacturing because they address universal process challenges.
Yeah.
Any process, any industry, physical products, information flow, services, if it has inputs, steps, outputs, and is susceptible to variation or defects, it can be significantly improved through Six Sigma. It's about the presence of processes, not the specific industry.
Processes are everywhere. Got it.
Second, profound financial impact. Banking and finance, in particular, show dramatic, measurable improvements. Efficiency, accuracy, customer satisfaction. When Six Sigma is diligently applied, we've seen the compelling numbers. Significant cost reductions, vastly faster transaction times, soaring customer satisfaction from improved reliability and speed. These aren't minor gains, they're transformative.
Real bottom line results.
Third, it fosters a data-driven culture. Success with Six Sigma absolutely requires that fundamental shift. Embrace transparency. Make critical decisions based on robust statistical evidence, not intuition, not gut feelings, not how we've always done it. It meticulously shifts an organization towards objective truth. Measure what matters, act on what the data reveals.
Trust the data. And finally, it provides a clear, actionable implementation path. The most effective way isn't a sudden, overwhelming overhaul. It's starting with targeted, high-impact pilot projects. Build internal expertise through structured training, then gradually expand. Create lasting, systemic organizational change. It's a journey of continuous evolution, not a single destination.
A marathon, not a sprint. And as our source eloquently puts it, Six Sigma provides this powerful, enduring bridge between manufacturing excellence, that pursuit of near-perfect quality on the factory floor, and profound financial performance improvement across all sectors. By applying these principles consistently, rigorously, organizations can achieve breakthrough, game-changing results regardless of their industry or specific challenges. We've journeyed from the meticulous world of the factory floor to the high-stakes, fast-paced world of finance, demonstrating unequivocally that process improvement isn't just for industrial giants. It's for literally anyone, any organization, seeking near-perfect efficiency, reliability, and ultimately greater success. Which really raises an important final question, doesn't it? If organizations can achieve these extraordinary results, 150 times improvements in process capability, nearly eliminating defects in incredibly complex financial operations, where else in our own lives or in the processes we interact with daily are we perhaps tolerating unnecessary variation or errors that we could and perhaps should investigate and improve? How can we all adopt a bit more of a Six Sigma mindset to systematically identify opportunities for greater efficiency, higher quality, better outcomes in our own personal and professional worlds?
That's an excellent and wondrously provocative thought to leave you with. A real challenge to look at your world through a Six Sigma lens. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the surprising versatility and profound impact of Six Sigma. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and maybe even start defining, measuring, and improving a process in your own life.